Sunday. Happy Sunday, everybody. Woo! It is the holiday weekend, guys. And I know probably a lot of y'all are having fun and doing what you do on a holiday weekend, whether it is
Hey,
Esther. Woo, look at you, Miss Goddess. How are you?
I am wonderful. Yes, happy to be here on this lovely Sunday.
Look at you looking all radiant like a roll of sunshine. Like a ball of sunshine on this Sunday.
Mwah. You too. You
Woo!
look great.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, dear.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, girl. So, how's life
Mhm.
been treating you all week? Let's catch up.
Life. Whew. Life be life and as usual and stuff, what I mean? Did a lot getting Obasi acquainted with Temple University because
Joy.
school has started. So, making sure he's getting back and forth okay because nobody is taking him. He is going on his own. And this is the first time that he's, transporting himself back and forth. So, like I was literally like stalking him, like the first couple of days, like riding behind the bus.
I'm
Like
crying.
putting him on the bus and then like driving ahead and making sure he's getting off at the right stop and everything, you know what I mean? Like, like the boy ain't got GPS. But the first day he took like, he figured, because we had went and rode the train and all this stuff and everything. So I can know, make sure he know where to get on, where to get off. And where
Uh-huh.
did he go? Instead of getting on at Cecil B. Moore, he went and got on at Susquehanna Dolphin and went on the
Stop.
wrong side, rode all the way down to like Snyder before he, was like, wait, I'm on the wrong side.
Woo, I'm crying.
But he's figuring it out and he's doing really good. And
Good.
so yeah, I'm glad that he has a best friend there because that helps so much.
Nice.
Yeah. Hi, Budget the Beauty. Welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Hey, Angel Cakes. Thank you for coming in, love. Thank you for being here.
Mhm.
Oh man.
Yes.
Wow,
Thank you for being here.
sound like the exciting week. I'm excited for him. I'm excited for him.
Yeah, how
Embarking.
was this week now that school has started?
Yeah, so school started for first through seventh. However, it was a lot. Like I said before, last week, it's a lot of logistics. I got to go. Hello, thank you for coming in, John.
Mhm.
It was a lot of preparing for
Yeah.
the babies that are starting on Tuesday.
Oh no.
Oh, they started,
Oh.
girl.
Mhm.
Woo! I'm like, Lord Jesus, when I say I am trying to do last minute stuff this weekend on this holiday weekend. So needless to say, my weekend is not centered around fun and doing something for me. It's centered around getting ready for
Oh.
Tuesday. Yes.
Yeah. It's
It-
like a
It's,
teacher's job is never done.
it's never done. We working on weekends. We doing all the stuff to be ready for no babies, child.
Yes.
So my weekend is doing last minute stuff. Yes, 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 yes.
Let's go. That's my
Let's
cousin
go.
John. Yes,
Yes.
boo.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Yes, 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 yes. So my week has been a lot of planning and preparing. Yes.
Mhm.
So, but I hope everybody on this Labor Day weekend is doing something for them, enjoying life, living their best life.
As you should. Yes.
I know that for a lot of people, like the Labor Day kind of solidifies. Okay, summer is officially over. However,
Mhm.
like statistically, um, summer is really not over till September 22nd. It really ain't
Yeah.
over till September 22nd. But it feel like once Labor Day get here, like it's a wrap. So so
Right.
I hope you're out
Right.
here getting your last little bit of fun and doing what you need to do for
Yes.
you. Woo! But yeah, we are excited for this Sister Talk Sunday. Today we are excited for the Sister Talk Sunday. And honey, man, oh man, like these conversations be getting deep and real. We all know that,
Mhm.
especially for those that return for our Sister Talk Sundays. We definitely appreciate you.
Yes, we
So, with
do.
that being said,
Mhm.
let's
Mhm.
dive into this topic for
Gonna
today.
dive in.
So, today for Sister Talk Sunday, we are going to talk about how healing is messy.
Mhm.
Healing is messy, but here's why it's
Very
work.
important. Yes. It's
But here's
still
why it's
necessary.
working.
Yeah.
Yes, honey, honey, honey.
Mhm.
So they often portray healing like as like a gentle journey, right?
Mhm.
Like it's all like beams of light, glancing through.
Mhm.
Hello, tomorrow. Singing in audition.
Yeah.
Okay, good for you, Mr. Falter. Hope it works out well for you. Yeah. So, whoo, child. Yeah, so they portray it like, hello, hello, thank you for coming in. They portray like
Mhm.
healing about that is like, all rainbows and dandies and stuff like that, that you go through this
Mhm.
little ray of light and it's just so perfect when you're healing. But for anyone that has really, really went on that path of healing, know that their reality is way more complicated than they try to put out, right?
Right.
So, it's like healing, is not linear, okay? But that's
Mhm.
okay, right? It's
Mhm.
not predictable and like it almost carries like a certain amount of chaos that comes with the healing part.
Yeah, I think that's good for, people that are in the healing process to
Yes.
just
Yes.
understand that, what I mean, that it's not easy, it's not, necessarily going to be pretty, what I mean, and then how, how tough that it can feel, what I'm saying, when you're going through that.
Yes.
And that's
Yes.
and it's okay, what I mean, because sometimes folks, it's like they get a little nervous, what I mean,
Yeah.
about even going through the healing process.
Yes. 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 Yeah. Yeah. So the truth is healing is messy.
Right.
It's messy. It's messy. Like it can disrupt your routines, right?
Mm-hmm.
It can shatter like all these illusions that you have. Um, it can bring up old wounds to the surface.
For sure.
In ways that can feel overwhelming. Child,
Mhm.
woo. Mm. Let's just talk about it. Let's just talk about it, right? Because like healing asks you to confront parts of yourself that you would rather ignore, right?
Right, things that you've buried and
Right, right,
yeah.
right.
Mhm.
Yeah. So when it comes to healing, like, so it's going to demand you to be vulnerable, right? It's going
Yeah.
to require you to be honest about situations. It's going to require you to have that courage to sit in the discomfort of the healing process, right?
Mhm.
It's like it ain't no like shortcut around it, right? It ain't no magic formula that says everybody going to be healed at the same time. Like it's going to be hard to like bypass like the hard parts of the healing, right?
Yeah, because it's like a reconstruction, what I mean? It's like sometimes you gotta kinda break things down, to rebuild it.
Absolutely,
Mhm.
absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, thanks, Tony, for coming in, Sonio. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Rock and Johnny, for being here. Yeah. So, Lord, I am a living witness of how healing can be messy. It requires you to have that courage. It requires
Mhm.
you to be able to sit in those hard, tough moments, right?
That could be scary too, you know?
Scary. It be scary, right? Um, and sometimes like you feel like you're not gonna be able to heal or bounce back from a lot
Mhm.
of situations, right? I've been in situations where I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna bounce back from that.
Mhm.
I don't know how I'm going to see the light at the other side because it might have been something that was really devastating. It might have been that's something that really really hurt me to my core. And it's like, how would I come back from it? How do I come back? Right?
Yeah.
And it makes you like have to like relive. I know for me, it's like reliving. It's like reliving.
Mm.
You know, um, and also it requires a lot of forgiveness too
Yeah.
when it comes into that
Yeah.
healing.
That's so true, what I mean? And it's like, and not even necessarily, what I mean, like, it's just forgiving yourself.
Right.
What I mean? Sometimes, what I mean, because it's like sometimes we be, healing and, it's like you be mad at yourself, what I mean, for doing certain things or, blaming yourself. type of stuff, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's like forgiving yourself, you know what I mean? It helps with letting it go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I can totally agree that it does take a lot of courage to do that.
Mhm.
It does take a lot of courage. Like I could think back to situations like, cause we talk about different, you know,
Mhm.
things and relationships and situations and stuff like that, right? So this is
Mhm.
our safe space to talk about it, right? Because
Right.
it's all about real talk here. This is real talk.
Mhm.
All right. So like I've talked about in the past about, like infidelity things and stuff, right? You
Mhm.
know, um, being hurt by situations, right? And like I think was the last week or the week before I was talking about like praying for God to pull me out of a situation, right?
Mhm.
But it's like although I asked God to pull me out of that situation and give me courage to move on, it was messy. It was definitely a messy situation for me.
Mhm.
I had to relive like a lot of like old like memories, a lot of situations that were not good. Like I had to like think about like all the like trauma that I went through like over the years. And
Yeah.
like you said, like it's that moment where it's like I had to forgive me because I'm like I could have been like out of that situation. It's like how do I allow myself to drag it on for so long, right?
Mhm.
How did I allow myself to drag it on?
Exactly. You know what I mean? You'd be like, wait, like how, you know what I mean? Like year after year and stuff, you know what I mean? Because you'd be like hoping, thinking that things are going to change or thinking that something is going to get better or something's going to give or, you know what I mean? If only I did this or only I do that,
Yes,
type of things. And
yes, yes, yes,
yeah.
yes, yes, right, right. So
Mhm.
it's like although I asked God to give me strength to move on, give me signs that it's time to go through the next chapter, that came with a lot of pain though.
Right.
That came with a lot of
Yeah.
pain. Oh my
Mhm.
God. Oh my God.
Mhm.
I can remember the day, like after that, I literally prayed. It was like, God, I need you to give me a sign. I need you to help me um get that courage and that strength to move on and make it stick. I remember that conversation distinctively, right?
Mhm.
When he revealed it to me, after I prayed for it, he revealed it to me. It says, okay, you asked for it. Here it is, right?
Mhm.
Once I got all the confirmation I needed, it was time to move on. That's when the messiness came in for me.
Mhm.
That's when the messiness came in. Because it's like, okay,
Yeah.
you asked for it. I'm going to reveal it to you and drop it in your lap. So
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, was I really ready? That was my
Right.
$1 million question. It was like, I asked for it, I prayed for it. Was I really, really ready for the big reveal?
Mhm.
Ah, when? Like, and it was all of involving like paperwork, okay?
Yeah.
Man, when I say this
Mhm.
old woman, I remember looking through that paperwork, and you ever get that feeling like to the pit of your stomach, like goes down to the pit of your stomach. You ever get
Mhm.
that feeling? It's like I had this overwhelming, like God, like what is
Yeah.
this? What is this? What is this? Why am I seeing this right
Anxiety.
now? Right? I was like,
Mhm.
out of all these years, all this time, why am I just seeing it right now? Right?
Mhm.
It's been here all this time, right? And I had to keep thinking to that voice, God saying, well, you asked me to show you and reveal something that would help you
Mhm.
to move on from your situation. This
Oh. Mhm.
I had to keep thinking
Mhm.
about that little voice because I was like, I wanted it, but I wasn't ready for what I saw.
Mhm.
Woo!
Mhm.
Uh, it was
Yeah.
like it's like everything just opened up. It was like, man. And then I had like you said, that anxiety. There was like that overwhelming feeling, like, oh God, oh God, oh God. Like now what? Now what do
Now I
I
gotta
do?
do all this, or
Now I got
now
to do
like,
all this,
yeah, you
right?
gotta look at them next steps.
Now I had to think about the next step because it was like, all right, you asked for something that could help you move on to make it where you couldn't go back or return from it. It's like, here it
Mhm.
is. You can't, it's no coming back from this. What I just
Right.
revealed to you, right?
Mhm.
Child, 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 child.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know, like that process of healing, you know what I mean? And it's like sometimes, it'd be painful having to empty that cup, you know what I mean? Or like releasing that version of yourself that you've been so familiar with. You know what I'm saying? But it's like so you can, fill your cup with something new. So you can, what I mean, form, so you can become, what I'm saying, like that new version of yourself. You know what I mean? It's like sometimes it almost be feeling like it'd be like a grieving process, too. You know what I mean? You
Yes,
know, it
yes,
kind of reminds me of like I don't know, how like, we grew up in the church, you know what I'm saying?
yes,
They always talk about,
yes,
like that being born again,
yes,
type of
yes,
thing, you know what I mean? So it's like you're giving up, what I mean, this life, you know what I mean, like this, these thoughts that you've been carrying for such a long time, you know what I mean?
yes,
The way that you might have even been like validating your pain, you know what I'm saying? The excuses and stuff like that that we'll continue to be like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, or while we might be stuck in that particular feeling, you know what I'm saying? And it'd be like, well, because this happened to me. You know what I'm saying? It's like you might just stay in it because this happened to me. But it's like having to, like unravel that and kind of like let that go. You know what I mean? It's like, it's rewarding though, but it still be like, feeling like this turmoil because it's like it almost feel like you're not being yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because yourself is so used to being in that feeling, you know what I'm saying? Because you carry it sometimes for so long, you know what I mean? So
mm-hmm,
it's like letting that go, you know what I mean? It'd be like, like, wait, like what's happening? It'd be feeling uncomfortable, like just the growth, you know what I mean? It'd be like these growing pains, you know.
mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Yeah. But it'd be like
mm-hmm.
so necessary. And it'd be like just if you can just get through it, you know what I mean? You'd be seeing the brighter side.
Whew.
Yeah.
Child.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So for those
Mhm.
that join us, we're talking about how healing is messy, but his wife's birthday, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, so like I have so many different scenarios and so many different moments in my life that require a lot of healing. And
Mhm.
and I started off talking about one when I actually prayed for God to help me to move on from my current situation. And he revealed something to me that was super messy. It was super messy. It involved um extramarital affair. It involved another child in a relationship, and it was like seeing this paperwork to solidify like these things were happening like behind my back, and I didn't have no clue, was like a gut-wrenching blow, right? um
Mm.
and it was like, okay, like, wow, like, and it was already one of those, like I said, traumatic type of relationships to start with. And it's like, and I had all these overwhelming feelings, like I said, about God, like I could have been out of this. Like, why didn't I ask for this reveal sooner? But
Mm.
with that reveal came with a lot of hurt and a lot
Mm.
of pain, because it's like,
Mhm.
like after out of everything that you did to me, out of all the turmoil throughout these years, like that was like the final nail for me. It was like, did you could turn around and do that? Like, oh my
Mhm.
God, like, yeah. So like I went through all the emotions. I did. I went through the anger, like being so angry. I went through the crying part, like the tears just wouldn't stop. Um,
Mhm.
so I went through like all the regrets, like, man, like, I regret getting myself in a situation, or regret being in it so long. Like, it was like all these different emotions were like hitting me all at once, right? And
Yeah.
then and then it comes to the point, it's like, okay, but I've been with this person for all these years. Like, so you still have some level of care for this
Mhm.
person. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God. I feel like that was probably like the hardest part of healing that I had to like really go through in my life.
Mhm.
Just to be able to get over it, move on, and still be
Yeah.
cool with that person after all.
Yeah. If it's like them steps, you
Mm,
know. Yeah,
mm,
like I said, even like after all of it, you know what I mean? Like after all of it, and then, it's like, okay, you know what I mean? Like now, that first step to moving forward, to get past it.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Because when I say like wanting to get back at people like that's really hurt you, like it's real, like real thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, like I was like vengeance is mine. Like, how could you do this? But it's one of those things like God just said, be still. You know what? I got it. They're not going to have a lot of fruitfulness because of it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I just had to sit back and just watch and just let God do what He do. Right?
Well, yeah.
Whew, yeah, yeah, yeah. But it's it said that
Mhm.
like many people begin their healing journey expecting like relief and clarity, but are usually met with like confusion and like resistance and a tidal wave of emotion. Like I was just saying, like this tidal wave of emotion
Yeah.
was a tidal wave.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah. You trying to figure out how to deal with it, how to process it, how to navigate it.
right?
Um,
Mm,
hmm But
yeah,
yeah, I like somebody said God reveals truth. Yeah, especially when you ask for it.
yeah,
Sometimes it's just being like you said, like ready to, preparing yourself, to see. And sometimes the signs be there and we be ignoring it. It be right there. We be walking right past it. You know what I'm saying? I can remember
child.
times like asking a question, like that, and getting the answer so fast. Getting the answer so fast that I was like, nah, maybe I ain't asked it the right way.
Right, 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 right,
They're
right,
like, all right, like, let me ask again. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's like at the end of the day, it's like I still wanted what I wanted. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right,
But it'd be like sometimes, it's like you gotta go through that situation so that you can come out on the other end, you know what I mean? Because maybe that's, what I mean? Like there's something that you need as a part of your process and your journey to get you to the next step, you know what I mean? To the
right,
next level, you
right,
know?
right.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's Angel saying God reveals truth. He definitely does.
Yes. Mhm.
I was like, woo, child, man. I was like, boy, did he? Boy, did he?
Mhm.
Oh my God. Yeah. So I was
Yeah.
like, yeah. It's like when you're seeking God for clarity and you're praying about something, like be clear, be sure that that's what you want. Because once He
Mhm.
revealed it, it may or may not sit well, might not be your ideal
Mhm.
situation, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But it's
Mhm.
like, and then it's like they talk about how like the memories like keep surfacing, right? Um,
Mhm.
and like they say how like your old habits get scrutinized and like your relationships are tested, right?
Mm.
Let's put a pin in that.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Woo! Relationships
Mhm.
are tested. Relationships are
Mhm.
tested, right?
Mhm.
So I've always talked about like infidelity is like one of my non-negotiables, right?
Mhm. For
So it's
sure.
it's always been one of my non-negotiables, right?
Mine's too.
You know what I'm saying?
For those
Yeah,
watching and that want to know, like, yeah, like mine's
yeah,
too.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yes, sir.
Always been one of my
Mhm.
non-negotiables, right?
Mhm.
So I know for me, like healing from like infidelity or unfaithfulness stuff like that is tough. It
Mhm.
hard because I have this motto that I'm not going to cheat on you. You don't cheat on me. If you do,
Mhm.
I'm taking it personal, right? I'm really
Yeah.
taking it personal, right? So if there's like any inkling that like you're trying to step out or or you've crossed the line or boundaries, have been tested or something, it's gonna cause a problem. It's definitely gonna cause a problem
Right.
in a relationship, right? Yeah. So when they say like relationships are tested, relationships are definitely tested, right? Because like you can cross the line to where it's like, can I come back from it, or
Mhm.
there's something that we can work through, that
Mhm.
we need to establish that these lines can't ever be crossed again. You know what I'm saying? because I've been in that situation too. You
Mm-hmm.
know, that lines might have been crossed, right?
Yeah.
And you know, it's still hurtful. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's still hurtful, and then you have to think, okay, is this worth leaving my relationship for, or can we move on and heal from how it made me?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, people do it. You know what I'm saying? People, what I'm saying, move on and they heal from things like that. You know what I'm
hmm
saying? And stuff.
hmm
There's
hmm
ways. I don't know how. You know what I'm saying? But they do it. I don't know. That's one of the things. But you say like forgiveness and all stuff, like I know how to forgive and still move on. Like, I'm gonna forgive you. I'm gonna forgive me. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
mhm.
And stuff. But yeah, it's like, but you can't continue to be in my life after that.
Right, right, right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That's why I can say I can really tip my head over to people that have those strong tests in their relationship, and they can really like heal and come together and stay together from it. I was like, I'm not built
Mhm.
for that type of life. I'm not, right. And
Mhm.
it's like I want to heal, but I can heal without you being in my life. Right?
Yeah, because seeing you every day is gonna be a trigger.
That part, that
I
part, that
know.
part,
Yeah, like that's gonna be affecting my healing process.
that part. That's why they said like
Mhm.
memories just keep resurfacing over and over again, right?
Yeah.
Like mm-mm.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. But like the messiness, like isn't a sign that you're like doing something wrong. Like it's just
Mhm.
proof that you're untangling all the knots that
Mhm.
held you back for
It's
years or
like that
maybe even
trust.
a lifetime.
What is it? It's like when you trust the process. Like you really have to trust the process
That's just the process.
and
Yes.
keep on, trying. You know what I'm saying? Holding your crystals, getting your crystal energy. You know what I'm saying? Lighting your sage. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Doing
mm-hmm.
all the work.
Yeah,
You know what
child.
I'm saying? You got to do
Mm-hmm.
all the stuff. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
yes.
Um, doing your prayer and your prayers and your meditation and your affirmations and and a lot of things that don't feel like it's working at first. You know, it's like it be feeling like it's not working.
Woo!
And
Mm.
but it's like you said, because you can still be triggered. You
It's the,
know.
yeah, it's the triggers. It's the triggers. It's the triggers.
Mhm.
And when I think about like how let's say like relationships could be tested, like you could have moved on out of that relationship that really, really hurt you, right? Or that
Mhm.
situation. And then you move into another relationship. Okay, let's just talk,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. You bring in old trauma.
Yes, old trauma, right? Right.
Yeah.
Bringing up old wounds that we call it, right?
Mhm.
Old
Yeah.
wounds, like
But that's why I think it's really important to like, I don't know, because some people think, what I mean, like that you can start dating and stuff like while you still in the healing process. But I think that it's important to like, really like focus on, like your healing and get through, what I mean, like as much of that as possible before
right,
you start dating again.
right. Yeah, because like healing is not about being perfect or perfection, right? So
Mhm.
it's like you really have to, return to who you were before the pain happened, right? And like
Mhm.
for a new version of yourself,
Mhm.
you
Which might
know,
be a whole
right,
brand new. Mhm.
right, right. And it takes a lot of resilience, right? And self-compassion
Yeah.
and growth to be able to do that,
Mhm. Yep.
right? Yep. And it brings to the light to what you just said, like how people use other people to help them heal. Like a lot of times that doesn't work, right? You have to do that
Mhm.
healing for yourself. Get yourself
Mhm.
right. Because even though you're using somebody else or another situation to help with your healing process, you're not fully committing to yourself and the growth that you need, right? That person is just a crutch. So,
Right. And then sometimes like as once you get you know what I mean, the more you're healing and you're still molding, you know what I mean, then it's like, you know what I mean, you might end up leaving that person, you know what I mean, too, because now they don't fit into this new version of you. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying? Because you met them
yes,
while you were going through, you know what I
yes,
mean,
yeah,
that
yeah,
process,
yup, 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 yeah, yeah. And a lot of that, you know how they talk about like the rebound stuff, right? I
Right.
really don't, I really never understood that. The rebound stuff, right? You
Mm-hmm.
just the situation, right? And
Mm-hmm.
your way of coping and dealing with it, like, okay, I'm just gonna find somebody else to fill the time or fill the space to help my heart feel better.
Yeah. It's songs about it too.
It's definitely songs about it.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely songs about it.
Yeah.
Right. Because
Mhm.
that could go either way, honestly. Because
Yeah.
you may look up and find that person that can help your heart heal, that can help
Mhm.
with those wounds, help heal those wounds, right? And it work out, and
Yeah.
y'all ride into the sunset. And then
Mhm.
it's that situation where you meet somebody and they help you through your healing process, right? And like you
Mhm.
said, you grow and evolve because now you're over it, and now
Mhm.
you're ready to move on. And the person that's sit all this time trying to help you heal, this stuff holds in the bag, like
Mhm.
in a certain type of way, like, oh, now you want to move on and leave me after everything that I helped you with. You know what I mean? Like that
Yeah.
could get sticky. That could get sticky. That's the messy
Mhm.
part of healing too.
Yeah.
That's the messy part of here because now I was like, okay, well, I done got what I needed. I feel better now. It's time to move on and leave.
Ooh, that's a
Like,
mess.
oh,
Ugh.
that's a hot mess, ain't it? Girl, it happens
Mhm.
so much though. It happens so much, right? And then the
Yeah.
person receive it and it's like, so you just use me? Like I was the rebound person? It happens all the time. It's so messy.
Mhm.
It's so messy. I can't. I can't. Okay.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
was, it was like they was like, you make you feel better person.
You'll make you feel better person.
You
It's
be
like,
like, I need a little bit of feel better.
I need you to help me feel better. I'm
I just
crying.
need a little feel better. You know what I mean? And then after you feel better, it's like, okay, now I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good. Like messy, messy, messy.
It's terrible. It's like, yeah, it's like you adding more mess to your healing instead
And
of,
that
yeah.
part, that part. It's like, why would you do that to somebody? How would you do it to somebody? It's like
I'm
it's
saying now
very
they
just,
need some healing.
you know. It's like, now they need healing because what you done done, right?
hmm That sound like that hurt people shit.
It does. It does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-mm, mm-mm,
Yeah.
mm-mm, mm-mm,
Yeah. So it's
mm-mm.
like just continue to work on your process of healing so you ain't out there hurting somebody.
That part. That part. That part.
Yeah.
Woo, I'm telling you, boy, we talking about healing is messy, y'all.
Yes.
That's messy.
hmm And that's the thing. It's like we be healing from so many different types
Yeah.
of things. You know what
Mm,
I'm saying? It's like, I mean, like whether it's childhood traumas, relationship traumas, and you know what I mean? Like it's just so many different levels and layers to it.
yes,
You
it
know what I
is.
mean?
Yes,
And
it
it's
is.
an everyday thing. You know what I mean? It's
It
not
is.
like, it's like you get healed and it's like, all right, now I'm good. Like it's life, like you said, life be lifing
I feel like them.
every single day, you know what I mean? So it's like this constant thing that you gotta constantly keep working on, every morning when you wake up,
Yeah.
But yeah,
Mhm.
it's like, having those good habits and, stuff like that too, you know what I mean, that help you, kind of stay focused and keep a clear mind and, you know, yeah, it's something. It is. It'd be tough. It's tough.
Child,
But
yeah,
like you said,
child.
it's a daily ritual.
It is. It is. It is. It's like healing can be very uncomfortable, right?
Mhm.
Then and it'll ask more of you than you're willing to give at times. Like, man, like I don't want to sit in this. I don't want her to deal with it. You know
Mhm.
how sometimes like it'd be one of those situations where you just say, I just want to sit up in the ball and just cry and wallow in my grief
Mhm. And wait for it to just go away on its
and wait for it
own.
to go away, right?
Mhm.
It's not gonna go away that way.
It's not gonna just go away. Like
Yeah,
you gotta
yeah.
do some work.
Right, 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 right. So that like they call that like the discomfort stage of
Mm.
healing. It's very discomforting, right?
Mhm.
Like, but that stage of healing is like it's very unavoidable. Like you can't avoid it, right?
Yeah.
And it's pretty much like essential. If you want to heal and move on for it, you gotta like sit in that discomfort. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It'd be hard, man, because you know how it's like, you know, I don't know, you know what I mean? It's like, sometimes like, if you're feeling so broke down, you know what I mean, overwhelmed and you know what I mean? And it's like, you be trying to, do the steps, you know what I mean? Because, sometimes it's like, you might have the steps, feel like you got all the medicine in the cabinet, you
Yep, yep,
know, but it
yep,
still be hard to like to go and use it. It'd be
yep,
hard to still apply it.
yep, yep,
Yeah.
yep, yep, yep. Yeah, yeah. So like, when you think about discomfort, right? It's like, you have to go through those like them coping mechanisms, right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
and you go through those like those in between spaces, like when you're trying to grow, but it's like you really don't know what like it's like that roller coaster, like I want to be mad, I want to sit in it, but then it's like, but you're not growing, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's like, but when you mad, you be like, nah, but I'm mad. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I
Yeah.
want to say that, right?
You want to
Right,
be in it because and it'd be like you be feeling like that if you don't take that time to be mad. It's almost like it didn't really mean that much to you or something. It's
right,
like how
right, right, right,
I'm
right.
like no like I'm mad.
I'm
You
mad.
know what
I'm
I'm
mad.
saying? And I'm gonna be mad. You know what I'm saying? Until I'm not mad no more. Like right now I'm pissed off. Like
I'm pissed off. Right, right, right. I want to be
mhm.
mad. Like I don't want to let them off the hook that easy, or I don't want to let that
Right,
situation go.
right. Like no, I ain't ready to heal.
Yeah, child. Mm,
Mhm.
yeah, because that requires you to move on, right? It requires you to start letting it go, right?
Yep.
For you,
Mhm.
child.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I can just constantly think like I think about my situation like the anger that came in, like just being so angry, and then grieving part of it, like oh man, just the overwhelming emotions, and then you like, even if you're being ashamed, it's like okay, now what do I tell people, like why did why
Mhm.
why did this happen and stuff, right? That right.
Yeah.
And then like being anxious, like oh my god, okay, now what? Like now what am I going to do? You know what I mean?
And yeah, and it'd be like you said, it'd be like a feeling in your body that you can't even control.
Can't even
You know what I'm
control.
saying? You know what I mean? Like
Uh,
you like trying to be cool. Your body not letting
child,
you be cool. It's like
but
like the body don't lie at all.
does it? It does it. It doesn't. It does it. It doesn't. Right? Yeah. Sometimes you can have like them physical symptoms, right? That can
Yep.
like manifest, like fatigue, like you feel tired, like you don't want to get out the bed, right?
Mhm.
And start getting like a lot of headaches and stuff. I like from just like thinking about it, and just keep reliving the moments and stuff, and like even having being restless, like can't sleep,
Mhm.
keeping you up at night. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Child. Mm.
Mhm.
There's so much that come along with it, right? Mm.
Yep.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
Whew.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
like it's like when you're going through like that healing, it's like kind of like having them old narratives being on repeat all the time.
Like a broken record.
Record.
Mhm.
It's it repeat in your mind like all the time.
Mhm.
You felt that, yeah,
Yeah.
in your mind, right?
Mhm.
Right? Like you
Yep.
keep like
Yep.
same story over and over again. That's the worst. That is the
Yeah.
worst. Keep
Yeah.
that same old song over again. Keep reliving it over and over and over again.
Mhm.
Whew,
Yep.
child.
Yep. Yep.
Mm-mm.
Or you know what
Mm-mm.
I mean? It's like what I mean. It'd be different ways. You know what I mean? Too the and different reminders. Sometimes it's people. Sometimes what I mean. It's like you watching a show and then a name is repeating or something. You know what I mean? Then you like okay, not watching that show.
Not
You know what I
watching
mean?
the show.
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. You know what I mean? Some smells and stuff. That's what I mean. Like these triggers. It'd be like so many reminders and things. And stuff and what I mean it's like sometimes it almost feel like like it can feel like you never really fully over it, what I mean, but it's still like learning how to manage life in the process.
Absolutely, absolutely,
You
absolutely.
know,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, yes, yes. Yep.
Because
Eh,
it's like the anger, the not healing is just even less beneficial. It's like that. It's just not good for you. It's not gonna. It's gonna feel even worse.
yep,
Mhm.
yep, 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 yep. And it's like it's funny as you talk about the triggers, child. I remember I would hate like one certain name, anybody associated with that name. It was like that trigger for me. It was like, it was like they might not have had nothing to do with the situation, but they
Mhm.
had the name.
Exactly. I'm telling you. You know what I'm saying? Ben,
Oh
yes,
man. Mm,
yes.
mm.
You know what I mean? It's like you hear that name and it's like you suddenly feel like you want to choke
I
someone.
know, right?
And
Like
be
you
like,
cringe.
you know.
I,
you know?
I
Yes.
went through that for so many years, just like really despising people with that name. As soon as I heard that name, I was like, I was like, I automatically don't like you. And it's like, girl,
And they be like, damn, what I do?
what I do, right? I'm like, everybody with that name are all the same.
Mhm.
Child, oh man. But it's like, but I could truly laugh about it now, right?
Yeah.
It's funny. It's funny now
Mhm.
because now we're like, okay, I'm cool. I'm cool with people with that name now. But girl, back in that time when I was healing and just bitter and angry at the situation, it was like anybody with that name was going to get my wrath. It was crazy.
I hear that.
I was like, I automatically don't like you.
Mhm. And it's funny because it's like the universe is like play tricks on you too. Like keep presenting it to you. You know what I mean? Like until you finally get over it in some kind of way.
Yep. Yep.
Mhm.
Child. Yeah. It's just, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. But but like that discomfort is it's not like a punishment or anything, right? But
Yeah.
it's just like it's pretty much like a sign that the healing process is working.
Mhm.
When it does feel uncomfortable, it's showing you that, that it's working for you, right? And
Mhm.
right, and it's like pretty much like you are changing, right?
Right.
But it's might not be visible on the outside, but
Mhm.
in the inside, something is happening. Something is
Little
happening
by little.
little by little. The healing
Yeah.
working, right? Because it's feeling very uncomfortable, right?
Yeah.
Um, and it said like in order for you to grow, it is going to demand that discomfort, right? You
Mhm.
know, now like I said, like just the name was a trigger for me, right?
Mhm.
But it took me to grow from that,
Mhm.
right? It was like then, like you said, that name kept coming in all the time. No, not you, not your name. What in the world? Why everybody got the same name? What is going on?
Right.
But
Mhm.
but me having to
Mhm.
sit in that
Mhm.
was part of the healing to help me get over it, right? You
Yeah.
know, whew, child.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like facing it like, okay, so yes, all right, so it happened. You know what I'm saying? We're not burying it anymore. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, yeah, and so it happened and you know what I mean? It happened and you know what I'm
And
saying? You
is that
know.
right?
And
Right,
yeah,
right.
you know what I mean? It's like, because you still gotta find that way, like said, to move on. You don't want to be stuck there, you
Yes,
know.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
I mean, be
yes,
stuck
yes.
in it.
Absolutely.
Because it's like that's more painful than the messiness of healing.
It is. It is.
Yeah,
It is. Well, thank you, 360. I appreciate that. I appreciate
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And and it could be tempting like to turn away from that stage of discomfort, right? You know,
Right.
to try to like create distractions, right? Or
Mhm.
bit. How we talking about like, you jump into something to keep your mind busy to avoid
Mhm.
it, right? Avoid healing and moving on from it or something like that, right?
Mhm.
Or you try to be numb because I'm just gonna shut down. I'm just gonna shut off the world. You know what I mean? Like all these other ways to as opposed to saying, you know what, I need to sit and I need to get over it, right? If I need to cry, I need to
Right.
cry, right? I need to do
Go
what I
ahead.
need to
That what they say, like that ugly cry.
do.
Like go ahead and cry it out. You know what I'm saying? All the boo-hoos and the snot
Child,
and just go ahead and
child.
let it happen.
Oh
You know
my
what I'm saying?
God.
Yes.
Oh my God. Yeah, the ugly cry.
Mhm.
Mm, mm.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've learned how to, because even like spiritually, working with things and stuff, like literally, I had a friend one time, well, we're still cool. She's in California, but she talked about visualization and literally
Ooh,
visualizing. Because how even like sometimes once you separate from a person, you still feel these like these soul ties. She talked about like
right.
visualizing like the string from herself to that person, and
Mm,
visualizing actually, scissors cutting the strings.
mm,
You know what I'm saying? So like
mm,
literally like
mm.
cutting those ties, what I mean? Because it was a situation that she felt like she kept going back to, and it was, painful every time. You know what I'm saying? And
Wow.
she felt like she wasn't healing enough to not go back to it. You know what I'm
What?
saying? And so she was like, how just, that visualization, the writing, the journaling and stuff, those different things that can help us. Um,
Mm,
with releasing and letting go so that we can, what I'm saying, continue to work on our healing, because
right,
that'd be the tough part
right.
about it. I mean, like say, it's like you're in your process of healing, but when you keep, falling back down, what I mean, it's like, you're trying to get up, but feel like you keep slipping, you
Right,
know,
right,
slipping back,
right.
what I mean? So it's
Yep,
like, it's like, how
yep.
do you clean the mess off the floor so you can stop slipping in it,
That
you
exactly,
know?
exactly, exactly,
Mhm.
exactly, exactly, exactly. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Mhm.
Wow. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like you said, like staying in that discomfort sometimes is allowing it to teach you. To have like that breakthrough. I love that, like that cutting with the scissors, just to cut that stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, right. And,
Mhm.
and you start to understand, um, like recognize like the patterns that you're constantly repeating, right, and understanding like what your triggers are,
Mhm.
right, and make
Yeah.
better choices that are aligned to you.
Mhm.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um, 360, continuous evolution, elevation. I mean,
Mhm.
hey, homie. But yeah, I
Mhm.
got a question. He says, do y'all believe that you have to perform a ritual to cut some of those ties, or is it just mentally being focused and moving on with higher purpose? You know, um, rituals, visualizations, what I mean, I think that they can be very helpful for some people. You know what I mean? So, no, I don't necessarily believe that you have to do that. Um, but I think that these things can be supportive, what I mean, in your process. Um, what I mean, visualizing it that way, or even like, even drawing it out, it's like way people have different ways of releasing things, artistically, or even in a song, or what I mean, what I mean, just different ways to help with the releasing, what I mean,
Mhm.
helping with, different ways to help with the disconnect, you know.
Mhm.
And so it'd be, certain things like that can, what I mean, help support that disconnection. Because, sometimes we be so connected to a situation, like say whether it's a person or, like say, a childhood trauma,
Mhm.
or anything, what I mean, something that we may be trying to heal from. Um,
Mhm.
what I mean? But sometimes it'd be like, that process of healing. Sometimes we might not even know like what's really going on. We just know like that we need to elevate in some way, know that we like, okay, I'm on a low vibration. I want to elevate to a higher, what I mean, vibration, what I mean? So it's just that process of just lifting up, what I mean, being higher, um what I mean, developing, good habits and stuff like that, good rituals and things so that you can put yourself on a higher vibration. It don't even necessarily mean like that, something memorable, what I mean, had to happen. What I mean? You just might not be in that state of being where you might want to be.
Mm. Yeah, 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 yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Love that. Love that. Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, like healing pretty much asking you to trust the process, right? Like,
Right.
like even when your path is not clear, you gotta trust the process that you are healing, right?
Mhm. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
started just telling myself like things like every day I'm doing better, every day I'm getting better,
Ooh, love
type of
that.
stuff
Love
like
that.
that. Yeah.
Mm.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Or yeah, or I would say things like I'm addicted to bettering myself. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying?
mm.
Yeah, so it's like, and asking, to be in alignment with things that help support my growth,
Yes,
stuff like that.
yes, 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 yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So like the journey of healing can be like very, very, very personal, right? Like a personal choice.
Indeed.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Even
yeah.
though support groups help, you know what I'm saying? And I definitely, what I mean, like have some people that I know I can reach out to that be, like when I be going through something and it's like they be like, "What, like you a goddess." You know what I'm saying? You a goddess queen, you know what I'm saying? And be like giving me those reminders and I'll be like, "Oh, you know what I'm saying?" Like it just, what I mean, like them, having them people to call on that like, that lift me up, you know what I'm saying? Having those people that call on that lift you up, you
Yes,
know,
that lift
it's a really
up. Yes,
beautiful thing. It's
yes,
a really beautiful
yes,
thing. And
yes, yes,
yes,
yes.
I'd be like, I'm very thankful for all
Right,
the angels.
right,
Thankful
right.
for the angels,
Yeah,
I be feeling
yeah.
like God speaks in just many forms and in
Mm,
many ways. And
mm. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah. So let's talk about like the different tools to help you like heal, right?
yeah.
You know, so like starting with like self compassion is the way of healing,
Hmm.
right? Like
Oh, yes.
speak to yourself with kindness,
With
right?
kindness.
Yes,
Yes,
speak.
yes. Look in the mirror, look into your eyes.
Yes,
Look into
yes,
your
yes,
eyes.
yes. Speak to yourself with kindness, right? Like
Yeah.
so, like healing is about isn't about like criticizing yourself, like for the mess
Hmm.
she was in, like all that
Yeah.
mess.
Yes. And
Yeah,
say your own name. And say
yes,
your name.
yes,
You know what I'm
yes,
saying?
yes, yes, yes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm,
Yep.
mm-hmm. Yep, yep,
Mhm.
yep, yep. Yeah. So yeah, because you wanna offer yourself that general understanding
Yeah.
of why this is necessary, like why we need
Mhm.
to go right, because sometimes you get caught up in it like that coulda woulda shoulda, if I didn't do this and I didn't do that, whatever, like that. No, it's done. What happened.
Mhm.
I move on, right?
Yes. Yes.
Speak kindness to yourself, right? Because I'm with you. I
Mhm.
will say that's why I could talk about it, right? It was a lot of that goes
Exactly.
to me, like, how did I let that happen? You know what I mean? Like all this coulda, shoulda, like, all right, ain't nothing I can do about it now, right?
Yes.
That was a messy part in my life. Now it's time to move on from it, right?
Mhm.
and, and,
Yep.
and, and do the steps that I need to do, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
Uh, It's like you're pretty much giving yourself permission, right? Like to
Right.
feel and to falter, like to be imperfect, because we're not perfect people, right?
Exactly.
We're not perfect people. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Yep.
There's no
We
such
all make
thing.
mistakes.
That's right. There's no such thing as a perfect person, right?
Mhm.
And another way that like can help you, like, because sometimes traumas or like different levels of healing might require a lot. Like you might even require you to do like therapy and counseling to get
Yep.
through, right?
Mhm.
Right? Like getting that professional support, right? So you can have that like
Mhm.
safe, that could help you for that deep healing. Because sometimes healing could be so deep that you might require that outside person
For sure. For
to help
sure.
to
You know what I
help.
mean? Through that process because
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
You be
Because
pulling up so much stuff sometimes, it
right,
can
right,
yeah.
right. Because sometimes like you get down in this hole of like all this grief, and like the
Mhm.
trauma can be so overwhelming that like it could like really start messing with you emotionally and mentally and stuff, right? People get
Mhm.
a bad headspace and stuff behind a lot
Right.
of like traumas, or when they need to be healing from it, right?
You feel like you're going backwards instead of forward.
Exactly, exactly.
Mhm.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
right. Yeah, yeah. They said like pretty much like
Mhm.
therapists can help you navigate like through that discomfort, right?
Mhm.
And help you like identify like the different patterns and stuff, and help you like with coping mechanisms
Mhm.
to help you heal, to help you grow
Mhm.
and in that healing process, right?
Yes.
Um, I firmly believe that because I might have talked about it before about how I was stuck in this mode of like I forgave, but I didn't forget.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't forget, right?
Mhm.
So
Did that still have you angry, like the not forgetting? You know what I
at,
mean?
at times it would. Like when
Yeah.
I think about it, like I still would get pissed off about it, right? And it's crazy,
Mm-hmm.
right? But like we talked about before in one of our segments, like not bringing stuff into like new relationships, right? New
Right.
situations, right? If you're not fully healed from situations, you can bring it into a new situation.
Right.
You definitely can bring it into a new situation, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that healing is like super, super important. Do what you need to
Mm-hmm.
do to help you grow and move on for that. Because what you don't want to do is keep carrying it. It's literally like baggage.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally like baggage. Like you're
Mm-hmm.
carrying the same old suitcase around with you everywhere you go, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you're not
Bag
releasing
lady.
that
You're
bag,
gonna
like
hurt
you're
your
not
back.
releasing that, right? You know what I'm
Right in
saying?
all them bags.
Right, right. And it's like them triggers are like so real. Like we're all human. We're all human, right? And you might
Mm-hmm.
have completely got through a situation, you moved on from it, and it could take that one thing
Mm-hmm.
that could trigger that feeling or bring up an old wound. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's when the mindfulness and the meditation come in.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Be like, remember to breathe.
Remember to breathe.
Right, we are okay.
You're okay.
Be like,
Yeah.
look, me, myself, and I. Be like, we are okay. Like, I
Yeah.
can get through this.
Right.
I'm gonna make it through the day. Like, my heart is open. Yes, we know all kind of techniques, man. It's funny.
Child.
It's like life is difficult. Yeah,
It is. It is.
life is
It is.
difficult.
Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
Angel says that sometimes it can be hard to heal when you feel you
Mm-hmm.
need closure for someone else who isn't willing to give it or withholding the truth. That's when God becomes, woo, child. Yes.
I
Yes.
love it. Yes. Yeah,
Woo.
but like
Yeah.
he said we grubbing, smacking lips, licking fingers, and everything.
Really? Somebody said that?
Yeah, that's my
Oh,
Aries twin. I love you. I can't wait to see you. But yes,
child.
yeah,
Mhm,
gotta have the
mhm.
snacks. See, that's part of the. That's all part of the healing journey too.
It is, right? The drink is not. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah. That is
Yes.
so true. That is so true. That's so true. It makes I feel like it makes the healing process harder when the person does not want to accept their contribution in your pain.
Oh yes, yes. You feel like they're not playing. They're not accepting the part that they played in the madness. You
Absolutely,
know.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. And it definitely happens. Like I've had to confront that many times. Just not
Mhm.
wait on the apology. That's never happened. You know,
Right.
it's never
Mhm.
gonna happen. You ain't gonna get that apology. They might not even
Mhm.
admit to it. You know what I'm saying?
At all. Yep, yep. But it's like, but you can't let that hold you back, you know what I mean? Because meanwhile, you'll be being held back while they done moved on.
They done
You know what I'm
moved
saying?
on.
They in another relationship, they doing whatever they doing, living their life while you
Living
sitting
their
right
life.
now.
Yep, yep,
You know
yep,
what I'm saying?
yep, yep. And that's why I had
Mhm.
to take on that saying healing is not for you, it's for me. Forgiveness is not for you, it's for me.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. Like
Yes,
Ayana Van Zant used to always say, she'd be like, you know what I mean, like how you got to forgive them and forgive yourself because that forgiveness is for you, it's not for them. You
yes,
know.
yes, yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yep, yep. I feel like that helped me get through many stages of healing. I'm like, I'm not doing
Yeah.
it, you, I'm doing it for me. For
Mhm.
my peace of mind, because you're clearly unfazed. You're living your best
Right.
life, right? I'm
Right.
over here wallowing in misery and grief, and you're living your best life without a care in the world.
Yeah.
So why can't I get a piece of what you going through? Okay, you living your best.
Mhm.
Why can't I live mine? You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. Yeah.
some people do dirt and keep it moving. Be like,
And take
next,
care less. Yep.
yep,
Yep.
next,
Yep.
yep.
Mhm.
uh, Yeah, but doing that mindfulness and that meditation, right? Like it can definitely bring you into the present moment, right? Bring you
Right.
to the present moment. I know you know that, right? Like you said, the breathing, right?
Mm-hmm.
breathing, and like sometimes even yoga, like they say yoga can actually help you, right? Like
Yes.
regulate those
Mm-hmm.
emotions and provide you with
Yeah.
clarity.
Stretching. It's like something about stretching and like, loosening up the joints and stuff like that,
Mm,
opening up new parts of yourself.
mm,
What I mean, that help with, like the letting go, help with pardon me, the releasing, you know what I mean? And like
mm,
exercise is an antidepressant.
mm, mm,
Exercise is an antidepressant, you know what I mean? So it's like, what I mean, like that breathing deep within yourself, you know what I mean, how that helps with centering and stuff like that, you know what I mean? It's like move. You know what I mean? Like moving. You know what I mean? It helps with that stagnant energy that we be holding on to. You know what I mean? Because sometimes, like when you be mad at, you find yourself and you be tense. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? You realize that you're not like breathing full breaths. You know what I mean? But when you start taking them nice full breaths, you know what I mean? You get the exercise and you get the moving, you get the stretching and things like you
Mm-hmm.
be like, okay, you know what I mean? You don't feel so bad, you know what I mean, existing, it'd be like, okay, this is all right, you know?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I want to stamp that. I want to stamp that about the movement because I talked about a lot about how in my obsessing days with being in the
Yeah.
gym, and that was because
Hmm.
it was so much turmoil going on in my life.
Yeah.
It was a lot of things that were like hurting me, and that was my escape. It was really
Hmm.
my escape, and I was finding myself going to the gym 2-3 times a day, like obsessed.
Hmm.
Feel good. It made me feel better. Right. It was
Right.
just like block out whatever's happening and get the endorphins going. And I would feel so
Hmm.
good to the point like I was
Yeah.
obsessed, like this is my release. Going to the gym is my release, right?
Right.
And I talked about how like I got real small as a result of that, right?
Hmm.
Obsessed, right? So that's why it's always a joke with like me and your brother-in-law. He was like, "You're at a happy place that you don't feel like you need to go to the gym to release a lot of negative energy, right?" It's like you like you're at a happy place and it's reflecting,
Hmm.
on your body and your curves and all that stuff. I was like, yeah, and a lot of that is so true. It is. It is. It's like,
Hmm.
it was my escape. It was my escape.
Yeah.
That movement was my escape. Yeah,
Yeah.
she said to remember that.
Hmm.
That's yes, yeah. But I was doing it in an unhealthy way, right? I was doing
Hmm.
it. I wasn't doing it just for health and well-being, just because you should be exercising. I was doing it as an escape, you
Mm.
know. So
Yeah.
yeah. So
I
that's
hear
why I
that.
said when I go now, I do it with purpose. I do it because for a
With
healthier life. I know
intention.
not to get away and from the pain or just to escape from the turmoil that's happening.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. And how you were talking about the journaling part, right? Like
Yeah.
writing your thoughts and your feelings, right? I
Mhm.
well, that's really like I'm a writer. Like if it's something going on in my life that is just and I'm trying to get clarity and I just want to work myself through it, I might write down my thoughts, like what's hurting me, like, how can I help myself feel better? Just getting it out. I might not be able to like verbally release it or talk about it, but writing it down,
Mhm.
writing to myself or writing as if I'm talking to somebody,
Help you process them.
it does.
Yeah, it's like that unpacking your thoughts,
So
Yeah,
she
like
said,
getting it out.
I was so thin, I was nervous to hug you because I thought I'd hurt you.
Oh.
Yeah, I got skinny. I got high school skinny.
Mhm. It was cute though. He was cute. I remember.
Remember how small?
Mhm. Yeah, but you were
Mhm.
thin though. It
Yeah,
was like it was almost like it wasn't normal for you.
it wasn't. It wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, but I'm very big on that journaling. I totally agree with that. Journaling your thoughts.
I
You know.
agree too. And I think and using it, what I mean, just in multiple ways, what I mean, like, letting out, releasing, what I mean, thoughts and, things that you feel like aren't serving you, what I mean? And a technique that Lisa Nichols talks about, she said, write down the lies that you tell yourself.
Woo! Love that.
Write down the lies that you tell yourself, but
Mm.
then go and cross it out and replace it with, and put it in a positive way. You know what I'm saying? Like, say if it's like, nobody will ever love me. You know what I mean? Cross
Ooh.
that out and, say like, I am very lovable. You know what I'm saying? I am
Mm.
worthy of love. You know what I mean? Whatever, different stuff
Mm.
like that. Like,
Yes.
whatever the
Yes.
lie is, write it down, but then cross it out and, underneath of it, like replace it with, like a positive affirmation with me.
Love
Because you
that.
know how it's like, words and stuff, they're so powerful. You know what
Are.
I'm saying? So
They
it's
are.
like, yeah, it's like it's transmuting it, it's changing, transforming, finding a way to flip, like that negative thought,
Right.
you know.
Right.
Yeah, but it's good to like get it all out and stuff, But that's the thing with art, like too, like I love, like songwriters and stuff, because and artists and like myself,
Yeah, they put a lot of it in song, right? You know what they're
Yeah.
going through song. Yeah, I love it.
You
I
know what
love
I'm saying? Finding these really creative, ways to like release that aggression and, and stuff, finding ways to get it out because you want to get it out. Because when you hold it, it's like it breathes inside of you. You know what I mean? It's,
it.
it's all a vibration, you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
And so that
yes,
energy, when
yes,
you hold
yes,
it inside, it becomes cancer, you
yes,
know?
yes, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, so that's
yeah.
why it's like I'm really big on journaling, like I said, and the stretching and finding a way to release it, because you don't want to
Mhm.
hold it.
Right, right, right. And it's funny because I just want to piggyback what you were talking about like they could when you were talking about like the music and stuff, just considered like creative expression, right? When
Mhm.
you're expressing yourself through like the arts and like the music and like even dance, right? Ooh, dancing.
Absolutely. Mhm.
like in like any way that you can have like a creative release, right? You
Yep.
know, like
And sometimes it's even through fashion, or you
right,
know what
right,
I'm
right,
saying? Mhm.
right, right, right. Yeah, like those are like powerful outlets, right?
Yeah.
Like for your emotions, right? Even if they're difficult to articulate. Like I was saying, like me, like especially if I'm really upset and I'm really going through something, it's very difficult for me to articulate that, to talk
Mhm.
about it, right? Because I'm so overwhelmed with emotion or grief or whatever I'm going through that I have to like literally write it down, write
Yeah.
my thoughts as if I'm talking or speaking to someone
Right.
that can read through my emotion and see what I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to convey, you know.
Yeah.
Um, that definitely works for me because I feel like that I do shut down if I am deep into a state of like hurt or whatever. It's like it's hard for
Mhm.
me to really just talk about it, you
Yeah.
know.
Sometimes you can't even form the words.
Sometimes you can't form the words, right? It's
Mhm.
hard for me to really talk about it, right? And then and that's when a lot of like the grieving comes in. You know,
Right.
like you can't even get a word out without bursting into tears or something, you know?
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
And I love how you were talking about like your community, right? Like having
Mhm.
like the community connections, right? Like you know who you could call, right? Right?
Yeah.
Because like it's like healing really doesn't happen in isolation. It doesn't. Like
Mhm.
that's the time like you really want to reach out to like you said like your trusted friends, right?
Yeah.
Like your support groups,
Your
right?
supporters.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it
Really,
was
really want
times
to reach out.
where, it was sometimes like when I felt like so good after talking with somebody and I didn't even realize that I needed that. You know what I'm saying? Didn't even
Yeah.
realize that I needed that. But once I was able to like talk about it and you know what I mean? And and it's like and in a way I kind of felt like I had dumped so much on this
Mm,
person, you know what
mm,
I'm saying? But it was
yeah.
like they just took it all and they listened and it was like they
Mm,
had all the time I needed to just like
mm.
talk it out and talk it out. And it was like, oh my gosh, like you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Is, so thankful for them, you know what I mean? And just having that listening ear, you know what I
Yes,
mean, and
yes.
supporting me and, you know what I'm saying? And like just really helping me through it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It's like, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I
yeah.
appreciate them folks, yo.
Right, right. Them communities, right,
Yeah,
or with right, right.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So like just having that connection with people that you can really reach out that's gonna support you, just kind of let you know that you're not going through things alone, right? So
Right.
it's always good to have that one or two or three people that you need. Because I can
Mhm.
remember back in the day just having that support system, and they said they listened to me cry all night long and talk about it to the point that
Mhm.
the point they was like that. I'm like, on the other end, I'm
You
like,
can just listen to me.
hello?
Yeah, I'm
Are you
listening. I'm listening.
like they were willing to stay on the phone with me all night, let me get it out all of my wounds and everything.
Yeah.
And to the point it was like to the point they fell asleep. I was like, oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, that thing, we've been on the phone for a long, long time.
Yes.
Yes, sure, sure. But yeah,
Mhm.
and another way like that can help you with the healing is like setting up boundaries, right? We
Yes.
always talk about boundaries. We always talk about
Boundaries.
right.
Yes. Mhm.
That's pretty much like learning to honor like your needs and protect your energy, right?
That's right.
Right? Protect
Yes.
it, right?
Protect your energy. Be like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes, yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So this may mean like saying no, like saying no
Yes.
to a lot of things, right? You know,
Mhm.
and if it don't feel good, but it feels good for you because you need it. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
you're honoring your own needs, right? So
Yes. And that's so important.
you have to say no sometimes.
Yes.
You do, right? And my
Yes.
favorite is like when you avoid like those toxic environments.
Absolutely.
Ah,
Yes.
child.
Yes.
Mm,
And be like, and it's okay, and
it's
do it
okay.
unapologetically. You know what I'm
Unapologetic.
saying? Be like, I'm gonna give that one a no. No, thank you. Thanks, but no thanks.
Thanks for those things. Thanks for those things. Yeah, try
Yes.
mental hurt can cause physical. Yes, it can. When you're mental,
Mhm.
you start messing with your mental, then you can physically make yourself sick or hurt yourself.
For sure.
Mentally. Yep, 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 yep.
Mhm.
Yep, but you definitely want to prioritize your own self care, your own well being, right? That's always number one. Your self care and well being, right?
Mhm.
Yep, and also like being patient, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes healing takes time. I know. I'm the poster child. Healing does
Mhm.
take time, right?
So me too.
Yep. You know what I'm saying? I am the poster child. The healing
Yeah.
takes time, right? And sometimes it be longer than we anticipated to. Like, God, why
Mhm.
I over it yet? Like, why does it still bother me? Like, why am I still like having these moments, right? Because it takes
Mhm.
definitely takes time. Like I was just
Yeah.
talking about like just knowing somebody with the same name years later, it was like, what?
Yeah, and it's like sometimes it's like pain or trauma. It's like like it get like stamped in your DNA or
Yes,
something. You
yes,
know,
yes,
yeah.
yes, yes, yeah, yeah, yep, 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 yep.
Mhm.
But pretty much in that situation, you just gotta allow yourself to move at your own pace. Pretty much,
Indeed,
right?
indeed, and don't stop your life. You know what I mean? Like don't stop your growth. In the process.
Exactly, exactly, exactly. Yep, and just pretty much like you said, just trust in the process. No matter how small it is, every 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 step is a step towards your growth. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Hmm.
Yep, just trust
Yeah.
yourself.
And it's like
Yeah.
that understanding, like some days are better than others. You
Yes.
know what I'm saying? Because what I mean, it's like, even though like you say you're in that process of healing, you know what I mean, what I mean, you will fall back down sometimes, you know what I'm saying? It still be having those moments where you feel like you can't get out of bed or, what I mean,
Yes.
whatever, what I mean, it still be taking a lot of push through,
Yes.
you know.
Yes. 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 Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. And how we were talking about the whole segment about like how you'll keep revisiting, you know,
Yeah.
the old wounds and stuff like that, right? And
Mhm.
you might find yourself going into that old habit, like when you're starting to grow and then you just like, I'm gonna shut it down. I'm just gonna get in my shell, instead of like facing it head on.
Mhm.
It happens. It happens, but that's when you just gotta keep picking yourself back up
Yes.
and be determined not to like sit in it. Be determined not to
Right.
sit in it. Stay stuck
Right.
because at the end of the day, like it's for you. It's not for nobody else. You know.
Yeah.
That's what got me through a lot of situations. I had to keep thinking, it is for me. It is for me. It's
Mm-hmm.
not for you. It's for me. You know,
Yeah.
because you're not the one sitting here feeling what I'm feeling. I'm feeling
Mm-hmm.
it. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
you good. You done did what you did, and you're living life. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
sometimes the greatest revenge is showing that you persevered and you bounce back from a situation.
Exactly. Exactly. And understand that, it's like healing doesn't make you perfect. You know what I'm
It
saying? It's like,
doesn't.
because that just doesn't exist, you know what I mean? But it can make you powerful, you
Yes. Yes.
know.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. 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 But like you said,
Mhm.
pretty much you just treating yourself with self-care, and remember that the messiness is part of the process.
Mhm.
Definitely part of the process. Right. Right.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
but when you're going through like that healing, like it's not like taking away the pain, but it's just bringing you more peace. I say.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's proving to you that you're not stuck in it.
Absolutely, absolutely,
Mhm.
absolutely, absolutely. Like
Mhm.
my favorite is like you weathered the storm.
Mhm. Yeah.
Moving yourself through the messiness and the
Yeah. But you got to
discomfort.
keep moving.
Right. And even that can even come with uncertainty. Like, okay, how am I going to make it to the other side? Right? Am I going to make it to
Mhm.
the other side of this? Right?
Mhm.
Yeah, because like I guess I can honestly speak. Like there's been situations that would get cut so deep. Just like, how am I going to bounce back and move forward from it?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like, the way that life keeps on moving, you know what I mean? So it's like, you got to keep on moving too. You don't want to just stay there, because it's like that more beautiful version of you is waiting on the other side. So it's like, yeah, you
Yeah.
got to go under the troll bridge and through the scary forest, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? To get to the other side. Yes.
Yeah. Her angel said
Mhm.
her body's very, very reactive to mental pain, and I always feel it physically twice as hard. Yeah. It can
Yeah.
manifest
Yeah.
physically. It could definitely manifest physically, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I,
that's
and
why
it
I
can.
think that with exercising, because when you're strengthening your body, you know what I'm saying, and it's like it almost makes you feel more confident, you know what I mean, too, you know what I mean, and easier to handle some of those physical, pains and physical things that could come along with, the mental strain. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Because it's like your body is built up. But it's like if your body is, feeling weak, you know what I mean, then it's like, all of you is feeling weak too, you know what I mean? And so it's just I don't know, it's like, you could feel more tense, you know what I mean, more easier.
Yeah.
So it's like that's why it's like I think exercising is just a great thing. Sometimes I'll just get up and I'll just be shaking. It's funny because I was talking about this earlier today. You know what I mean? Like without even thinking about like the topic or what I mean, anything and stuff, you know what I mean, but just talking about how, I said, like just when having that tenseness in my body and just getting and just shaking, like just literally just like jogging in place or just jumping up and down to just shake things up, you know what I mean, to just like recenter and ground myself. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? That's like a
mm,
way of me grounding myself. Like if I'm not, what I mean, because because we're inside these four walls all the
yeah.
time. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yes.
And
Yes.
so, but a
Yes.
good way of grounding is actually being out in nature and stuff, you know what I mean? But,
Mm,
it's like when you
mm.
don't have nature inside your home, you know what I mean? It's like another way is I like even stomping your feet, you know, and even stomping, like I said, really literally just jumping up and down. And I just do it sometimes,
Wow.
just jump up and down and just like kind of just shake my body. All right, okay, we're getting it out, we're releasing this, we're letting it go. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Just to kind of help me get on with my day. You
Wow.
know,
Love that. Love that. Love that.
yeah,
Love that. Love that. Love that. Love
yeah,
that.
mhm,
Mm.
yeah,
Wow. 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 Wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a daily
Yeah.
process.
It is. It is. It
A
is. It is.
daily process.
It's like you're getting to the reward of it, right? Of the
Mhm,
healing, right? It's like that pain might not gone away, right? But it's like your relationship to that pain has changed. You know.
mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah. It's like, because it's definitely like a process. Like I can honestly say it's a process, right? I might not be sitting in it, right? I'm
Mhm.
taking baby steps towards the growth and the healing, right? It's like they didn't take
Right.
away the pain, okay?
Mhm.
like you say, sometimes you can forgive and not forget. Like, it might not take away the pain,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
But how you reacting to it now, make a big
Exactly.
difference, right? Right? Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah. So it's
Yep.
I consider that like the rewarding part of it, right? It's
Mhm.
like you pretty much having like a deeper understanding of yourself, right? And like
Mhm.
a sense of freedom that has unburdened you, right?
Mhm.
To unburden some old wounds. Like it's like lifting up. Like when I think about that, I think about the Wiz. Like when they've been in purgatory this whole time. Like they were in darkness and they had these heavy like suits on, right? And it was just so dark,
Yes.
right? They were beat
Yes.
down like through all the turmoil. And
Mhm.
once it was lifted up, it was like a brand new day. Woo!
Yes.
Like
That's my favorite movie.
okay, that part, right?
Yeah.
Like lifting up like a brand new day, like you're not sitting in that darkness, right? You know,
Yes.
brand new day. Yes, yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And like you said, and like you might even notice like that quiet confidence, within yourself,
Mhm.
right? And you might respond a little different to like difficulties and stuff that might happen. Like what
Mhm.
might have triggered you or got a different response back then might not trigger you have that same response now. Like I even
Right.
think about me now. I was like back in the day, I probably would respond to that different. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Right. So
Mhm.
that's a lot of growth like on my end that I can honestly say, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but it's like when you keep going, you evolve. You know
Exactly,
what I'm
exactly,
saying?
exactly, right.
Mhm.
And I noticed too that like it definitely helped with like my relationships, like far as me being able to communicate and articulate a little more, right? Instead of
Mhm.
sitting a while in it and staying mute. If it's something bothering me, like I'm able to articulate a little bit, like you'll know right then and there I didn't like it, right?
Yeah.
But that hurt me. That it didn't feel good. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So like I feel like I got a lot of growth in that, right?
Yeah.
Just being able to communicate a little better, right? And just like set
Mhm.
boundaries right away. Like these are my non-negotiables. These,
Indeed.
these, these are what would upset me. This is what would change my whole tone or my whole attitude
Mhm.
towards you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. And it's like when you're developing yourself, so what I heard you say is like, it's like you're developing like that developing your emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So
Mhm.
like you say, how you handle it, how you relate, to certain things and, how you respond, and how you speak, about your needs. How you address your needs, how you share that, how you communicate your needs.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've considered myself quite vocal. Quite vocal.
Mhm.
Hey, Spice
Yes.
Tea. Thank you for coming in. Mind your business. I'm late, but I'm here.
We appreciate you. You can always rewind and watch it
Always
and
rewind. Yes. If you have missed our whole topic, our whole conversation, you could always go back and rewatch. That's
Mhm.
the beauty of it. That is the beauty of
Yeah.
it. Yeah. But
Mhm.
like healing can be very rewarding, right? And
Yeah.
it does make space for the hope and the possibility that you can get over it.
That's right.
You know
That's
what I mean?
right. Yes.
Definitely make space for that possibility, right?
Mhm.
And,
But like you
and
said, because it's messy, but it's worth it.
it's definitely worth it. And it
Yes.
allows you to rewrite the story, right? Yes.
Yes. Yes. Because you are the author and the
You are the author of your
narrator.
story. You are the author of your story. It allows you to rewrite your story, right? That was the
Yes.
moment in your time you get to rechange it. You can change that narrative, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, and have more connections, like over being isolated. Build more connections, right? And
Yeah.
being more compassionate, like instead of like judging yourself and say, I'm more compassionate. I got through it. I'm healing. I got through on the other side. That's my fear. I got through on the other side. Like
That's right.
it wasn't meant for me to come out of that. But look at me now. Look
Hey,
at me now, right?
look at me now.
Look
Yes.
look at me
Uh,
now, right? Yeah. So it's like pretty much like going through like a messy journey of like healing, like teaches you to
yeah.
trust yourself, right?
Mhm.
Really teaches you to trust yourself, right?
Indeed. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that just like meditating and stuff, you know what I mean, too. Meditating, and centering yourself, you know what I mean, it teaches you, it's like it helps you connect with
Yeah.
your inner self, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And help you connect with your intuition, you know what I mean,
Mm-hmm.
help you
Mm-hmm.
to learn how to trust your judgment, you know what I mean? Because I've heard, folks, like say they go through something and they'll say like I don't even trust my judgment because I've
Yeah.
made these decisions. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it's like just feeling like, like a loss of self, a loss of identity, all kind of things because they've made a mistake.
Yep. Yep.
So that's why I'd be like that forgiving yourself is just so important, and learning how to, like you said, trust yourself and
Trust yourself.
and it's like that reconnecting, what I'm saying, with just who you are, what I mean, your inner spirit and, and allowing yourself to just be sometimes, what I mean, it's like sometimes we be trying so focus so much on, oh, I gotta do this, or feeling like I need to be this way, or, but it's like letting yourself just be and just breathe,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like,
Yep.
what I mean, and being in those moments, it's like it's enough. You know what I
It
mean?
is. It is. It is. It is. It is. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's like when you're rewarding yourself with like the healing, right? It's just like you're discovering your capacity to transform, like the
Mhm.
transformation process, right? Your ability to rise above it, right?
Yeah.
Again, as many times as you need to, right? Because
Mhm.
I think about all the different situations that I've been through that require me to heal and rise above it, right? Even when it was
Right.
dark that I didn't think I would, right?
Yeah.
That's the tough part, being in that dark place, and it's like, how can I come back from this? Will I come back from it? And then seeing the light on the other side and say, I rose above it, right?
Yeah.
Again and again. Like it was like,
Mhm. And
that
that's
was the
really empowering when it's like, yes, I went through
it,
this,
it
what I'm
is.
saying,
It
but I'm
is.
okay. You
Yes,
know.
yes, yes.
Mhm.
That is the most rewarding part. That's the most rewarding part to say
Mhm.
got over how I got through, right? And
Yeah.
and I always think about that saying that God's not gonna put more on you than you can bear, right?
Exactly.
It may be
Or
tough.
sometimes, or what's the other thing? Or they say like God puts, gives his toughest soldiers the hardest jobs.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Whew. Yes, yes,
It's like,
yes,
what I mean, knowing that you can handle it.
yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Hello, Madam Corey. Thank you for coming in. Yes, yes, yes. And
Yes, that's my No
that's
Longer Down crew is in the building. I
yeah,
love y'all.
thank you for coming in. Yes, I think about it all the time. I was like, God doesn't put more on me than I can bear. Even though it feels hard and that weight is on my shoulders. I was like, He's gonna help me come out on the other side. Yeah. And
Yeah.
on the side. And I just have to keep saying that to myself, right? And believe in
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
That
because
I
that
will
God
be
is inside of you. It's like,
right.
like you have that strength,
Yes,
and
yes,
stuff.
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
it's like
yes,
tapping into your courage, tapping into your bravery,
yes,
Yeah.
yes, 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 yes. Yeah, I was like, I'm a living witness that you can rise above.
Mhm.
You can heal. You can heal. Yes.
Mhm.
Oh, thank you so much, man. Kurt.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Mhm.
Yes, yes. Yeah, yeah. So like pretty much like healing is not a single act, but it's a series of like courageous choices, right?
Yeah.
Um, you have to make daily, pretty much.
Yeah. Because
It,
it's like sometimes it almost seems like because it takes work. You know what I
it
mean? And
does.
sometimes people
It
don't
does.
want to put in that work. It'd be almost like, what I mean, like it's easier to not do it. It's easier to just stay stuck or, what I mean, mad
It
or
is.
just stay in the
Yep.
bed or
Yep.
what I'm saying? Even
Yep.
though that way is like it's more painful in the long run, you know what I'm saying? It'd be
Yeah.
like that, like that work to, take them few minutes of meditation or, what I mean, like it because it's like that process of growing, you know, it's
Yeah.
like, like I said, it's definitely some work that you got to do, what I mean, to come up out of that hole.
It
you
is. It is.
know.
I just had a whole visual. You know how like when you watching the movies, you think about the movies, and you know that person that went through just something devastating, or they had this heart broke up, and they sitting in darkness, curtains closed,
Mhm.
balls up in the corner, just grieving, like shutting their outside world out, just isolating themselves. And then you got that one person that come in, is like, you know what? Get up, open the
Oh,
curtains,
really?
that sunshine there, go get a bath. We're gonna go
Yes.
out. We're gonna
Yes.
start healing. We're gonna get over it. Like I'm like,
That's
yes,
right. Go
yes,
outside and get
yes,
some
go
fresh air.
out of that misery.
Yes.
Out of that woe is me. Isolate yourself from the world, wallowing in that grief. Get up,
Yes.
rise again.
I know
Yes,
that's right.
yeah. So you gotta kind of treat yourself with honesty and care. Like know that you are worthy, that you are better than this. You're better
Yeah.
than wallowing in grief and misery. Treat yourself with
Yeah.
honesty and care, right? But yeah,
Mhm.
but for those that just came in, our topic we've been talking about healing is messy, but here's how it's worth it, right? And
Mhm.
you might have to sit in this discomfort, but the reward at the end is much greater. It is much greater.
Mhm.
Yep. So yeah,
Yeah.
so healing is hard, right? It's messy,
Mhm.
it's uncomfortable, and it's sometimes not even linear, right? But
Mhm.
but it's worth it. Like in the end, like to simply be able to heal yourself is a life lived. Is a life lived.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like, why not make the best out of this life? You know what I mean? Like you say,
Exactly.
we done talked about thriving instead of just surviving. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes.
And
Yes.
and when you
Yes.
sitting in that pain, sometimes it's like, it's like you surviving it, you know what I mean? But it's like, let's push towards thriving.
Yes. Push towards thriving. Push towards thriving.
Mhm.
Yep. 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 Even though your journey might be difficult, but just think about
Mhm.
the beautiful destination in the end.
Yeah, I was thinking about people. Sometimes they be like, "Oh, but you don't understand. You don't
I know.
understand."
I
You
know.
know what I mean? And but it'd be like, and nobody has to. You know what I mean?
Mm-mm.
Like nobody
Mm-mm.
has to understand. Nobody has to validate you or anything. It's like validate yourself. You know what
Absolutely.
I'm saying? You know what I
Ab-
mean? Like love yourself enough. You know what I mean to stand up.
ab-
For you.
Absolutely. 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 Absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah. And just believe in yourself that you can come out on the other side. That's it.
Mhm.
I'm a living witness. Janae's living witness. Like you
Right.
can. And I
Mhm.
went through some real messy situations. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
messy. Yeah, but look, I am thriving. I chose.
Yeah. So to thrive.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. But that was our topic for today. I really appreciate you for being here. Uh,
Yeah.
we realized that you could have been anywhere on these YouTube
Could have
streets,
been anywhere, but you are here with
anywhere.
us, and
But
we
you were a
love
part of our
you.
lives, and it's all love, all love, all love, all
Oh,
love.
love.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we totally love getting together for Sister Talk Sundays. And I always say, you never know what we're gonna talk about. For those
Yes.
that don't know, TB, or TB's Light, that's my lovely sister, Janae Goddess Slave.
Yes.
Janae Goddess Slave. Yes, yeah. And her other platform is Artistic Healing Expressions. I always say she gonna get
Yeah.
you right, go get you right. She be dropping them nuggets. Y'all heard her here. She dropping them nuggets, right? She is dropping them nuggets.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. But
Mhm.
I totally appreciate you guys. Totally appreciate you guys.
Yes.
And if you have not done anything for you, please do something for you. Please do something for
Love on
you.
you.
Love on you. Love on you.
Yes. Put your
Yeah,
hands in the air and bring them down and hug yourself. Yes.
absolutely. Absolutely. Love on you. Love
Yes.
on you.
Love yourself. Light your sage.
All
You
that.
know, yes, do all them things that you need to do to make yourself feel better.
That part. That part.
Mhm.
Yeah. Healing is messy, but it is a greater reward in the end. You just
Yes,
have
it is.
you have to be willing to trust the process, trust yourself. Okay.
Indeed.
Trust your process. Yeah. So we do this on Sundays at 3 o'clock. Next time I will be doing premiere. So if you guys want to tune in on Tuesday at 7:15, I'm doing a
Mhm.
premiere and all about community. I do try to do something once a week, just share part of TV's life. It's always something.
Mhm.
So if you guys want to tune in on Tuesday, we'd love to have you. And um, with that being said, I want you guys to have an amazing rest of your week.
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. We love
Appreciate it.
you.
Yes, I appreciate you.
Yes.
Yes, yeah,
Hey. Yes.
yes. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
But until next time.
But yeah, until next time, guys, have an amazing, amazing week. All right.
Yes. Peace and
Thank
love.
you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Ooh, love it. Bye.
Peace.